All right, today we are focusing on the Northern Neck and we're starting here at Westmoreland County. Now, we've already shot a video on King George. We're moving a little bit further out into the Northern Neck and my favorite county because I spent many summers here at Westmoreland County. My dad has a boat down in Colonial Beach. We have big family ties in Colonial Beach, so my family's been here for a very long time. Today, we're gonna peel back Westmoreland. Let's get into it.
First, why are we even talking about Westmoreland County? It's not just a place on the map, it's where American history was born. Established in 1653, this area is the birthplace of two U.S. presidents, George Washington and James Monroe, and the home of Robert E. Lee. If you appreciate living where history actually happened, you're in the right place. But does that history come with modern headaches? Beyond just the big names, this area was the epicenter of the Colonial Beach tobacco trade, which created the massive wealth that built some of the most beautiful historic manor homes you'll see along the river today. It's a place where 18th century architecture meets 21st century waterfront living. But, as we'll see, living in a place with such deep past comes with a very specific, slow-paced present. Let's dive in.
All right, so first things first, we are gonna go check out one of my builder's new constructions right around the corner and see what you guys can get on the lower end. That house was listed at $399,900, $400,000, and we're gonna be talking about market stats and everything along the way, but we're gonna start over there. Let's get to it.
Hey everyone, we're here at one of our new construction listings in Colonial Beach. It's actually under contract and it's getting ready to close. So what we're going to be doing is giving you a tour, but just to know that there's some contractors here that are working on some punch out items to make sure the house is perfect for the new buyer. Beautiful glass detail. This house, 275 Greenway Drive, is 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a total finished square footage of 2,008 square feet. This home has a 2-car garage, it's a split floor style, and it's new construction. All right, here's the primary bedroom. And here we are, the primary bathroom. Nice double sinks, walk-in shower, and a nice little skylight here. Hall bathroom. All right, so down here we are in the lower level. Nice carpeted stairs. This is probably your washer and dryer hookup. And right here is the garage. And we have the full bathroom on the lower level. Nice size there. And we have this large room. This could be a bedroom technically, or you could use it as a second living area.
Let's talk about where Westmoreland's located. If you're looking at Fredericksburg, this is going to be east. So we've hinted at the Northern Neck in our intro. The Northern Neck is essentially a peninsula in between the Potomac River and the Rappahannock River. And so we are heading down the Northern Neck east of Fredericksburg by about 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes, depending where you're at in Fredericksburg. And Westmoreland County is the next county past King George. So that's where we're at, located on a map. When you're talking about Northern Virginia, this is getting to be a little bit too far of a commute. There are gonna be some folks that are gonna be able to do that commute and stuff, but for the most part, we're not gonna really be talking about that too much. You're gonna probably be on the outskirts of 2 hours to be up in Northern Virginia, although, you know, you could probably be in some of the jobs very easily an hour and, 15 hour, 30 minutes, but you're talking about 2 hour commute each way to Northern Virginia and DC. Now, we are extremely close to the 301 bridge, so there probably is some options across the water in Maryland as well. But you have county jobs, you have Fredericksburg, you're not that far from Richmond, you're about an hour from Richmond. You're kind of centrally located as far as Northern Neck goes. The further you go out, obviously it's gonna be even further out, right? But let's talk, because this is a real estate channel, let's talk about the stats of Westmoreland County. Now, I work in Westmoreland County a lot. I have a builder that works down here. I'm very fortunate with set of clients that refer me down here. So I get a chance to work here very often. So now let's talk about some market data. Now I broke this down two different ways, waterfront versus non-waterfront. Like I hinted at, there's the Rappahannock River, there's also the Potomac River. So we do have a good amount of waterfront property in this area. We should also talk about almost everything once you get outside of, say, the Colonial Beach, and a couple other small communities are going to be on well and septic. There is some public water and sewer down here, but you're going to have to really dig for it. Closer you get to like Colonial Beach, you will find some public water and sewer, so pay attention to that. So the average house size in this area is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house at about 1,500 square feet, give or take. Now this is averages, there are bigger, there are smaller, but just on average, if I look at what's selling in Westmoreland County for the last year, that is what we're looking at. And the average close price is $338,000. Now again, this is for non-waterfront property. Let's check out waterfront property. So when we go to waterfront property, the average square footage does go up a little bit. We're at a little bit over 2,000 square feet. I'm getting ready to show you a much higher price point for the last house, but we showed you, say, that 400,000, which is a little bit over the average sales price, but something on the more affordable range down here. The average waterfront property is $595,000, give or take by a couple $1,000 on average. So you can see if you're buying non-waterfront property, you're gonna be somewhere in the 300,000s on average. And if you're buying waterfront property, you're gonna be somewhere, say, around 600,000. Now, again, it can go up. You can very easily spend well over $1 million in this county for a premium waterfront lot with a nice home on it. But you can also get some pretty affordable stuff and it's still being waterfront here in the area. Now, the one thing that you typically aren't paying attention to is water depth. I would hate for you to buy a big boat, buy a waterfront property, and then not be able to use that boat if that's the intended use. Like if you're talking about a sailboat that's drawing 5 feet of water, you're not gonna be able to get a sailboat everywhere on any tidal river here in Virginia. So you're gonna really wanna pay attention to that. You might have to store it at a marina. Those are things we can talk about, again, when you come to me and wanna buy a house. We'll talk about all that kind of stuff. But those are things you need to be paying attention to here in Westmoreland, but really any tidal river in Virginia. And I'm sure most water across the United States, honestly, that's tidal. All right, so we've looked at our smaller house, we've done some market stats. We're gonna go check out now what a luxury house looks like down here. Let's get after it. All right, so we started at one of the lower end properties here in Colonial Beach, but as you found out, that is a pretty average sales price here. Now we're gonna show what kind of the luxury market might look like, and we're looking more at the waterfront property. Now, my client has been super awesome in allowing us to view this house and film it, but it's not on the market, it's not for sale, so don't get too excited. If I were to estimate the range, this is a fully custom built house. If I were to estimate the range of price, I would think it's somewhere in the ballpark of $1.5 to $2 million. And you can find plenty of houses out here that are going for that. But as you saw in the market statistics, you actually can get a waterfront property for a lot cheaper as well. So it really depends on the house and also the water depth out front. Let's get into the house tour, shall we? Walking into the front living room here. As you can see, you have a living room, eat-in area, and then kitchen. Huge island, can sit many folks. You have your powder room here. We have our pantry here. So now coming back in here, as you can see, it's just trimmed out completely. The back deck is the coolest thing, so we're actually gonna leave that for the end. So bedroom number 1. Now this house is about 3,500 square foot above grade. It does have a fully unfinished basement. Throne room's over there, shower, and then sink. So this would be the primary suite. Now again, because this house is not on the market, we are not gonna go in the closet. Just imagine a big closet. All right, so here's the primary bathroom. Tile, huge showers, double vanity, right? And soaking tub. And then we have our throne room here. All right, so into the primary suite now. So one, this house was built to be a first floor master. Later in life, there was no steps needed. Now there is steps out to the pool deck, which we'll get into last. We have to save that for the final tour. There's 2 bathrooms down here, primary, and then the kitchen. All right, so to the basement down there, again, we're not gonna go in there. Coat closet, and then we have to go upstairs where there's 2 more bedrooms up top. This client has some grandbabies. This is built to be its own entertainment area for any guest. So as you can see, we have its own balcony, which we'll get into. This bedroom right here is the grandbaby's room. So built-in bunk beds. These are all built-in, blackout curtains, and then a queen underneath as well. And then this one will have its own bathroom. It is shared with the hallway, double vanity though. And then you have your standard toilet and shower combo here. And then this is the third suite of the house. Just again, a really good sized room, a lot of sunlight coming in, views to the water. Of course, another bathroom with shower, vanity, and toilet. Now we couldn't leave upstairs without checking out the 2-story balcony. I just love up top, everything's in turquoise blue. Nice 2-story balcony. Overlook your party guests downstairs at the pool. Just a super cool property. Now something else this property has, it does have a second garage, probably 40 by 40, and it has a 1-bedroom apartment above it. We're not gonna tour that today, but that is something else that would come with this property when you're trying to rack your brain on that price. It essentially has a second dwelling on the property. All right, and where I would probably be every day of my life, as long as it's summer, spring, or fall, it's all done in brick. You have a very large area here for eating. You could easily fit more table space there if you needed to. You'd probably fit 12 if you had to. This is really a short drive from Fredericksburg, about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. It's an hour to mine from Spotsylvania Courthouse. One thing we need to add is there is a full suite out here. This one's very smart though. Floor drains, everything's tile. So for cleanup, everything is very easy. All right, so now we're gonna talk about some things you can do while we are in Westmoreland County. First thing that comes to mind is Westmoreland State Park, which we are parked right off the shore. So you guys come here for the day. There's also some cabins and some camping opportunities, but there's a pile of trails. There's about 6 miles of hiking trails, multiple different loops you guys can do. There is a beach, so you can come down here and play. And it's beautiful, right? We're right on the main water of the Potomac. The Potomac's a couple miles wide here at this point. So it's a big river, and this is what's considered brackish water. So this is where the salt water and the fresh water merge here in Westmoreland, or really in Virginia. There's nothing more that I like than fishing the tidal Potomac. And this is what I consider my home fishing territory, compared to even me living right next to Lake Anna. I just like fishing tidal waters. I like the fact that we can catch a couple different varieties of fish. The fish are starting to come alive, but I tell you, the fall is really good fishing down here in Westmoreland. And striper is going to be what typically you're going after, but there are some redfish and occasional speckled trout, bluefish, stuff like that too, and catfish, white perch. Bunch of fish like that. So it's always a great time getting down here, getting some sunlight, doing a little fishing. Just south of that is Sharktooth Island. Those are all cool things you can do. Sharktooth Island, you do need a pass to go party or park your boat there and have fun with it for the day, but you can go and find fossilized shark teeth everywhere. It's super fun. Last time I went there, I think we found 15 in about an hour. Pretty cool. Not thinking that there's sharks here, but these are millions of years old, and I guess they just wash up on shore. So check that out. Definitely look into it. And then lastly, we're going to talk a little bit about Colonial Beach. We are just south of Colonial Beach, so we're going to ride up there here in a minute, and we'll talk more about that. All right, guys, we are outside of a little golf cart community called Colonial Beach, Virginia. This is, we're going to end our tour. I thank you guys for coming along and watching us. Colonial Beach is an awesome little town. If you're coming to Westmoreland, you have to stop by. They have great places for food. They have ice cream shops. They have marinas. This is the heart of Westmoreland County as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, just the coolest little place. Ran a hotel down here. And one of these houses, I can't remember which one, was a great-great-grandmother's my house, or great-great-grandmother's of mine. And so my dad was down here as a kid in the 50s playing in the water. So super cool place, has a lot of history, a lot of good ties. I highly recommend you checking it out. We'll probably do a whole video just on Colonial Beach because there's a lot of stuff to do in there. But today we're gonna wrap this up. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'll leave our team email below. We're also gonna have a form down in the description. You can fill out all your information. If you have any real estate needs that you need help with, let us know. See you on the next one.